Welcome back to another episode of the Rewind Rewatch podcast. My name is Joel.
My name is Andrene.
We are siblings who have been rewatching 90s movies, discussing some that we've seen before, others that we have not. All coming from listener request and discussing how well they have aged. And at the end of each episode, we give each film a rewind rating from 1 to 5 based on how rewatchable we think the movie ultimately is.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do here. So before we get into today's movie, just want to tend to a little bit of housekeeping. So it's come to our attention that a few members, when signing up, were led to believe that membership is more expensive than it actually is.
For the Patreon.
Yes, for the Patreon. Thank you.
This is free. You don't have to sign up to listen to this.
I mean, you can if you want to, I suppose, but
I guess.
I don't know how you would do it.
I don't know who would be getting that money because it's not going to
Spotify, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But
anyway, we do have a Patreon in addition to these weekly episodes. We do a Patreon where we cover movies from the late 80s and the early 2000s.
Correct. So membership for that is just $5 a month. Apparently, if you are an Apple user and you try to sign up through the app, then Apple's going to charge you an additional 30% fee. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. To be clear, this is happening across the board for all Patreon creators. It's not just us. But it's come to our attention this is happening. And so we want you guys to, save your precious dollars. We've all worked so hard for them. So in order to avoid that, instead of downloading the app and signing up through the Patreon app, if you're an Apple user, you want to go directly to the Patreon site at patreon.com/RR90spod, or just go directly to patreon.com and just search for Rewind Rewatch Podcast. Once you find our page, just click on See Membership Options, and then you will see the $5 option and you can sign up there. So just want to bring that all to your attention so that you're not needlessly wasting money. Because
and this is only affecting the Apple app, right?
Yeah, it's just Apple.
So if you have an Android, then you're fine.
Yes, that is correct. All right, so for today, we're covering American Pie.
American Pie, 1999.
Yeah.
This was my pick. I've been seeing this movie on our list for a while, and I kept thinking about picking it, and I just ultimately just kind of kept choosing other films, but it was time. This is definitely one of the big movies that defined the 90s, especially for people our age.
Right.
And so I felt like it was a movie that we definitely needed to cover sooner or later, and so now the time has come.
The time is here. This movie has an hour and a half, like 1:35 runtime, and it was requested by Charlene.
Shout out to Charlene.
And by Nick.
And shout out to Nick.
So I was thinking about how, I believe it might have been the last episode when you were talking about different movies that we've watched that have multiple sequels or prequels. Mm-hmm. And this is a movie that has quite a few.
Yes, it does.
So we have American Pie, you have American Pie 2, American Wedding, American Reunion. And in addition to those big ones where the main cast were, they had these other movies that were associated but were nowhere near as good.
Do those count? If you make a sequel without the original cast, does it really count? Cruel Intentions 2. Does that count as a sequel?
It's still there.
It exists.
It's still there.
But is it canon? I don't know. Because then it's even we were talking, we were on the Movie Smash podcast a couple weeks ago talking about Batman and Robin. And it's yeah, that's a Batman movie, but I wouldn't put it in the same category as the Michael Keaton Batmans. That to me is not really a sequel of Batman Returns. Even though it's the same character, it's a different person playing it, a different vision, a different director. So I don't know. I feel like for American Pie, there are 4 films. You have the 4 that you just named. Right. And then everything that came after that is just straight to DVD nonsense.
The Band Camp, The Naked Mile, Beta House.
I mean, American Pie, The Naked Mile. Who has seen that film? Jason Biggs hasn't even seen that movie. That does not count.
All right. So speaking of Jason Biggs,
I
mean he is the character when I think of American Pie.
I mean, he's the main character of the movie.
That's what you think of as Jason Biggs.
Before we get into Jason Biggs, you should probably give us your one sentence summary so that the people, the lovely listeners at home, many of whom haven't seen American Pie. I don't know if that's possible.
Okay,
but
in case you haven't seen it,
yes, one sentence summary of what this film is about.
Okay, so you have a group of male high school seniors are trying to get laid before graduation. Well, before prom or by prom. By the end of prom?
I think it's before the end of senior year. And so they see prom as their last chance, but it is technically before the end of the year.
All right, before graduation.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. And when I think about this film, like I think about Porky's, which is like the 80s version of a bunch of dumb high school guys.
Cornballs.
Trying to, right. So I feel like I've never actually seen Porky's all the way through. So I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch the first 30 minutes of it. And I felt like American Pie did a better job of actually having a clear plot. Whereas with Porky's, it was just I felt like it was a bunch of dumb guys running around. It's like the first scene, you have some guy measuring the size of his penis with a ruler. And he's like, oh, it's getting shorter. I'm like, what is happening? And then they're finding peepholes in the girls' locker room and just trying to find them naked.
Yep.
But again, I'm 30 minutes into it and it's still not very clear that what exactly is happening here. There's them making fun of their friends. They're playing pranks on each other. They're doing all these things that are kind of all these side quests. Whereas I feel like American Pie was very clearly this is what we're trying to do. And these are the characters and how they're trying to try to make it happen. So I actually found this seemed to be a little bit better as far as having a clear plot. But that's just my
opinion. Better. I mean, Porky's came out in 81. This movie comes out in 99. So in theory, if you're going to make a updated version of a film, you should be making it better.
Should.
But I mean, I don't know. Porky's is, I don't know that the movie's really trying to have a clear plot. Obviously, you have a bunch of high school boys that are trying to lose their virginity. So in that sense, it's the same idea. But I don't know. A lot of these goofy teenage movies, whether it's American Graffiti or what's the other one I'm thinking of? Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, yeah.
Animal House. They do kind of just have a bunch of things happen that's funny. But I don't know that it's really these are not plot-driven films.
Right. That's fair enough. All right. So Jason Biggs, like we said, I mean, the big thing is American Pie, but we also saw him in Orange is the New Black.
I forgot he was
Piper's husband.
Oh, husband. I was going to say boyfriend. I really
don't
remember.
know. It doesn't matter.
It's been a while.
Partner.
He was in that show.
Yes. Then we have Chris Klein. He plays Oz or Chris. We have Thomas Ian Nichols, who plays Kevin. Jennifer Coolidge.
Who plays Stifler's mom.
She's Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Sean William Scott, who plays Stifler.
Yes. Shannon Elizabeth plays Nadia. Shannon Elizabeth, I was looking at her and I was like, I know this girl. Not from this movie, but I was like, I know her. I know her from a horror movie. I could not remember what it was and looked it up. It was 13 Ghosts. And I was like, oh, that was the film with Matthew Lillard and Rod Digger.
All right.
It's fantastic. If you haven't watched it, it's fantastic.
I have not watched it.
But yeah, that was a big movie in the early 2000s, and she was in that film. And then, of course, Allison Hannigan. I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and How I Met Your Mother. Bandcamp Girl. That was her whole gist.
Not to mention Tara Reid's in this movie.
There's so many people. Eugene
Natasha
Levy.
Lyonne's in this movie, and Eugene Levy, of course, playing Jim's dad. So you talk about how these four boys are all trying to lose their virginity. They feel ostracized, specifically from Stifler, who's just the stereotypical white party dude, bro, very crass. he's on the lacrosse team with Oz. He just seems like your like stereotypical high school dickhead.
Yes.
And he's basically connected to them. They're not really friends, but he and Oz are on the same lacrosse team. So that's kind of his connection to the four main characters. Mm-hmm. And he basically is making fun of them, saying like,
how about you guys actually locate your dicks, remove the shrink wrap, and fucking use them?
So they're all feeling sad about themselves, like, yo, we can't be going to college next year as virgins. Like, we have to figure it out. So we have these four boys, and I think we should kind of figure out, like, who are these different people? How are they different from one another? Because I think they do a pretty decent job of showing how all four of them are not sexually active, but for very, like, different reasons.
Right.
And they're all kind of, you know, seeking their own route towards, you know,
getting it in
home plate, so to speak.
Getting it in. Okay, so let's start with Jim. Yeah. Jim is not seeing anyone. He has this huge crush on Nadia, who is an exchange student from Czechoslovakia, I believe they said.
I don't remember. I thought she was Russian. I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
I mean, Nadia looks like she's 26 years old. So,
and of course, she's smoking hot.
She's definitely smoking hot. But she's significantly hotter than everyone. She looks like she could be a substitute teacher. Like, she's significantly older. And we know that when we watch these high school movies, it's usually not actually high school kids. Mm-hmm. Like, we talked about this when we watched all the high school movies we've watched so far on this podcast. But I don't know. For some reason, Nadia really stuck out to me as, like, this woman doesn't look anything like a high school student. Like, she looks like a fantasy that some boy would have. And I think that's kind of the whole point of her character anyway, which we'll talk about further.
Yeah, because she's doing a lot.
Because, like, that whole scene is just, like, ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
So Jim is trying to basically just find a girl who's interested in him. And so he signs up for, like, this online dating. And this is, like, in the 90s. So it's, like, very, like, you get on this website and you basically just have, like, this inbox for messages. And you create this profile and you see him checking his messages and he has 0 messages. Like, nobody is interested in what he has to say on this dating website. And so he's kind of trying to figure out, like, you know, how can I possibly find someone interested?
Well, why do you think Jim gets no girls?
What is Jim's issue? He doesn't, I feel like he doesn't really know how to talk to women.
He definitely doesn't.
He just, you know.
Because we see the scene in the house party in the beginning where he tries to go talk to Nadia and it's, like, super awkward.
It's very cringe to watch it.
And it's like, oh, bro, you didn't even say hi. Like, you just walked over and started giggling, and then you were like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. It's like, what? And everybody's just looking at him like, what are you talking about?
Because he doesn't have any female friends either.
Well, none of them did.
Yeah.
Except for true. Finch, kind of. I mean, Finch is kind of friends with Natasha Lyonne's character, but not really.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, if you can't talk to a woman as a person, it's going to be hard for you to try to spit game. Like, you don't even know.
I don't agree with that.
Really?
I don't agree with that. No. I think some of the most misogynistic playboy guys I've known who got a lot of girls definitely didn't have any female friends. They didn't necessarily respect women. They definitely saw women as, like,
conquest,
sexual conquests. But that didn't necessarily mean that they didn't know how to, like, get the job done, so to speak. I don't know. I think that there is definitely, especially in the time that we grew up, I think there were a lot of guys that didn't have female friends.
Well, I don't know. I can't get into that male headspace. I'm not sure.
No, yeah.
Like,
I
don't
I'm not
know.
necessarily expecting you to, but I mean, I'm thinking about people that I have known in my past who have, like, oh, and I think it's something that I noticed as I got older, like, oh, this guy doesn't have any female friends. That's why he talks about women this way. It's like, oh, he's never had any platonic female relationships. So it's like, when you meet a girl, it's like the only reason I'm talking to a girl is for one reason. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they like didn't know how to do it. They weren't Jim. Jim was just terrible. Also, in addition to him not knowing how to talk to women, I mean, there's multiple points in the movie where they make fun of his wardrobe and the way that he dresses. And I was laughing because I felt like he dressed like Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men. Like he wore like these like cargo shorts, bowling shirts. Like, bro, you're like a high school senior. Like, why are you dressing like a middle-aged man?
Yeah, and they also said he'd wear the same shirt like over and over again. Which is like, why are you not changing your shirt?
And then like you saw how he dressed to prom. It was just like, why did you wear this tux?
Yeah.
It's like he had no sense of style.
Well, that could be a big reason why girls are not talking to him.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I think that's a part of it.
All right, so Jim doesn't know what's going on.
He doesn't have any idea what's going on.
And then you have Finch. How do you describe Finch?
Finch is like he's like a sophisticated like artist. Like he drinks mochachinos and he's like, you know, everybody's at the house like having beers and he's like drinking cognac out of a snifter glass. It's like, who is this guy? Like he just seems like the type of guy that has like a very luxurious library in his house with leather-bound seats.
Yeah.
Like this is just the type of Finch.
A cigar smoker.
Oh, definitely smokes cigars, definitely drinks cognac. And so he just seems like one of those guys that like doesn't really have any real peers in high school because he kind of carries himself again like he's a middle-aged man.
Right.
Like they don't really fit in with like the high school bros like Stifler.
Right. But how does he try to get women for this?
So he goes about it a different way than his friends. While his friends are trying to like find women to sleep with him, he goes the other way where he basically gets his friend to spread rumors about him, about how good he is in bed, how big his penis is, how he beats up other guys and how strong he is. And the rumors spread so much to the point that the girls start to believe it, and now they all get interested in him. Exactly. So he basically goes the other way where he's like, I'm not even gonna try to get a girl. I'm just gonna make the legend grow to the point where they come to me.
Exactly.
And he almost pulls it off.
He almost does until his friends swoop in and kind of ruin that for him.
What do you mean?
Well, he had it going where a bunch of different girls were like, the girls were actually turning down offers to go to prom from the other guys because they're like, well, I'm holding out to see if Finch is going to ask me.
Right.
And at that point, I believe it was Stifler who was like, yeah, this is out of control. We can't have this happen. So,
but that wasn't his friends because they weren't really spreading the rumors.
I guess that's true.
I also feel like the way he messed up because Stifler basically is like, bro, like now you're making me look crazy because now you're spreading rumors that you beat me up. Like that was crazy. Like I feel like that
was too far.
Yeah, and it's also like you're spreading these lies so that girls are interested in you. Why are you involving other people in the lies?
Yeah.
Like it should have just been lies about you.
Right. Or like some random guy you beat up if you want to say that. But yeah, that was dumb. So Stifler's kind of like, yeah, this is trash. And they end up putting a laxative in his mochaccino. And when he's like, oh, the big part of Finch is that he never takes a dump at school.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I can't fault him for that.
It was just funny because he would time it like, oh, I got to take a dump. It's 16 minutes round trip.
Yeah, I got to go home.
And then he would like go home and come back.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole thing. But
this day he couldn't do it because obviously when you got to go, you got to go.
Also, like, so Stifler puts laxative in his coffee and then he's like, yo, I got to poop. And then Stifler's like standing in the hallway like, hey, bro, you need the bathroom? Come in right here. And he's obviously opening the door to the girls' bathroom. And I'm like, all right, I know he doesn't use the toilet at school, but he's gone to the school for 4 years. He doesn't know where the girls' bathroom is. How did he not realize where he was going? It's not a building that is completely unfamiliar to Finch.
Maybe it's right next door and he went to the... I mean, I don't know, but...
Yeah, okay.
As soon as he goes in there, you already know what's going to happen. Yeah. It's like, all right, he goes in, he blows the bathroom up, and when he goes outside, of course, like the entire student body is waiting in the hallway for him to come out, and they all start laughing like, you took a dump, and now he's embarrassed, and now nobody wants to go to prom with him because he blew up the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, he took a dump.
So
you can't take a dump and also go to prom. Everybody knows that.
you know what's funny about the whole take a dump thing? Like, I feel like we had a conversation in one of our group chats with our friends about how women like don't like to take a dump with other women in the bathroom.
Of course.
So it's like we'll like go to a different floor of the bathroom at work.
Yeah.
Like just to avoid being anywhere near another woman. I feel like guys don't really care that much.
No, no, I don't think so. But I also, you try to be respectful of the shared space. Some people do. I mean, I've been in public bathrooms where people are not respectful of the space at all. But I feel like you're like not trying to like make a ton of noise. You're not trying to like stink up the whole spot. So I think if you're anticipating a rough one, then maybe it is good to go to another floor.
Got to do it, man.
I also said that like I'm not generally like a huge fan of like poop humor. I feel like they're like kind of like, all right, now we have to do this joke with this guy taking a dump in a bathroom. Like it doesn't really hit the spot for me.
What about the pie? Did that hit the spot for you?
The pie is funny. The pie is funny because it's so absurd and because it's not a joke that you've seen 100 times. Like fart jokes, like that stupid scene from like Nutty Professor 2. Like that's not funny at all.
No,
Don't nobody want to hear your flatulence, please, Clamp.
thank you.
Where it's just like a bunch of fat people at a table farting as loud as they can.
God.
I don't see the humor in that. Poop is a little more funny than farts. So,
Wait, so just so I get just
a little better.
So you have farts on the very, very bottom.
Farts are
all the way to
awful.
the bottom.
Farts are not funny.
So pull my finger jokes. Bottom.
No, I hate fart jokes.
Okay,
they're terrible.
Then you have diarrhea is above that.
It's a little better.
A little. Okay.
It's like okay, it can be funny, but it's usually still not funny.
What about like getting hit in the nuts? Where does that fall?
Getting hit in the nuts can be funny. That's higher than poop for me.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we have the apple pie. Is that above the hit in the nuts? I just want to know where.
Oh, where does apple pie? Apple pie funnier than getting hit in the nuts? Probably. Depends on how the nut hit is happening. If it's like, I don't know, a guy on a golf course, ball comes, hits him in the nuts. That can be very funny, depending on how you set it up.
Oh,
But just like someone getting flicked in the balls, that's not funny.
All right.
Yeah.
Just don't know how this male humor works. This is very male coded, by the way.
This is just my analysis. Like, listen, some of you might love fart jokes. You get to feel free to tell me I'm wrong, but I'm just not laughing at them.
All right, listeners. So we need you to rank fart jokes, poop jokes, getting hit in the nut jokes, apple pie.
Yeah,
we need to rate those.
The apple pie. There's really only one reference point.
Well,
I don't know that anyone else has done this.
So my problem with the apple pie is this man like just had no awareness at all. It's the middle of the day, and you're on the kitchen cabinet in your parents'
on the kitchen
house.
Counter.
Like
an island at that.
It just seemed so. And of course, it's like if his dad's coming home from work, you know what time of day it is because after school he comes home. So it's like your dad's coming home from work at any minute, and you didn't think to at least take it up to your room. Like it just seemed so. I was like, come on. It was a lot.
He got carried away. He's a horny boy. I mean, there's like a running theme in this movie of Jim getting walked in on by his parents. Like at the
very first scene,
the beginning of the movie, he's trying to beat off to some scrambled porn that's coming in from an illegal channel. His parents walk in and catch him with a sock on his junk. Then there's the time where he's trying to do a strip dance for Nadia.
That whole scene was much.
His parents don't walk in on him then, but the whole school sees him.
Yeah.
Then he's trying to look at porno magazines. He has like all these. He's trying to figure out how condoms work. His dad walks in and gives him a bunch of pornos.
That's right. It makes him open the magazines in front of him.
Oh, each centerfold.
To the centerfold.
Each centerfold.
Well, this is the female form, and they have focused on the breasts, which are used primarily to feed young infants, and also in foreplay.
Right.
Each centerfold. Eugene Levy is a national treasure, even though he's Canadian, but still, he's a North American treasure. He was fantastic in this movie.
He really
so
was. He really was.
And then at the end of the movie, when he's on a webcam call with Nadia, and then his dad catches him out again. So it's like,
right.
This guy, the pie is not the only time that he's just doing things without closing a door, locking a door. He doesn't really seem to have any spatial awareness for what's going on.
Which is like, why? What is going on with you?
Yeah, I mean, this is also probably why he doesn't get any girls. He's not very aware.
So the thing about like him trying to watch the porn on like that scrambled channel on television, I feel like we were like the last generation that like didn't have porn readily available like that. Because I feel like
that's true. Yeah,
you know, our parents' generation, like they had to like use like magazines, and it's like with us, we were growing up where like the internet was becoming more, you know, available, but still, as you could see here, like you couldn't just like log on and just get access to something. It wasn't.
Yeah,
that easy.
You would have to like, especially if you wanted to watch like a 20-minute video clip, it would take 4 hours to download.
And also, you're downloading on your parents' computer.
Right.
So,
yeah.
like, what are you doing?
And unless you got a computer in your bedroom like Jim did. But yeah, it was way more of a commitment to like watch a porno flick where it wasn't just like high-speed internet wasn't really a thing yet. Right. Certainly not in 1999.
Right. So he was struggling to try to get in there. So let's talk a little bit about Kevin.
Oz? Is that?
No, Oz is Chris.
Kevin's the one who's dating Tara Reid.
Correct.
Okay.
So Kevin has this girlfriend, and, you know, Kevin is psyched that his girlfriend, Vicky, basically said that she loves him. And
he doesn't say it back, though.
He doesn't say it
He's not
back.
that hot.
But he was, when she said it and left out, he was like smiling. He was like, oh, yeah, she loves me. And I think it's because in his mind, he's thinking like, oh, we're getting close to that. Because, you know, he wants to bang. But what's funny about
he doesn't actually care that his girlfriend loves him.
Well, that's not what I thought. Because, like, he's talking to his friends about it. He's complaining about, like, the fact that, you know, he gets all these BJs, but, like, he really just wants to bang is what it comes down to.
He's stuck on third.
Which, you know. And so he goes to, what's her name? Jessica, Tasha Leone's character. And he's kind of like, yeah, like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, yo, like, just tell her you love her. Which is crazy. It's like, you're a girl, like, and you're just basically telling him, like, just lie to her and tell her you love him.
Not only you're a girl, but, like, I was under the impression that she was Tara Reid's friend. So, like, why would you be telling your friend's boyfriend to lie to your friend? Yeah. I thought that was really strange.
It was strange.
Like, that didn't really make any sense. It would be one thing if he was her friend and she had no ties to the girlfriend. But it was like, wait, what? Like, in what situation would you ever tell your friend's boyfriend, yeah, just lie to her so you can sleep with her?
It seemed like she was like that quote unquote cruel girl. You know, those girls who were just like, you know, I'm down for the guys or whatever. And of course, she's only dates college guys because everybody knows a girl like that in high school who only dated men. I can think of one right now. And she's the more experienced out of all of them. Because she's able to tell Vicky, like, yeah, the first time it's going to hurt, but, like, after a while, you know, it starts to feel kind of good. So she's experienced, and she's basically just telling Vicky, like, yeah, just get over it. Just go ahead and do it. And Vicky's like, well, I don't want to just get it over with. Like, I kind of want to make sure that the first time is special.
Yeah, you know, what's the big deal? You know, you got to have sex sometime. Just do it. She's always, like, kind of the same character. Natasha Lyonne in this movie feels like an adult that just happens to be around a bunch of high school kids.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like we talked about Finch carrying himself like he's a grown-ass man, but in a different way. Like, she seems to be older, but also, like, pulling the strings in, like, trying to navigate all these situations. She helps Finch with the spreading the rumors, and she's having these conversations with Vicky, but then she's also having conversations with Vicky's boyfriend, and she's, like, doing all this thing, but it's like she's above it all. Like, oh, been there, done that. Like, she's, like, 25, but, like, actually, you're the same age as all of these other kids.
You're right. Even when they go to prom, she's walking around with the Walkman on, listening to her own music.
Yeah.
Like, just like, she went there solo, just kind of like, yeah, I'm just having a good time. It's like,
with a flask attached to her
girl,
leg.
who are you?
Yeah. I figured I'd get you a gift. You know, I got you this flask. It was only $50. So, all right. So she's that. You know, what was my man's name?
Kevin?
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin was my favorite. Because he seemed like the most normal of the four of them.
And the most mature, I feel like.
Yeah, the other three guys were like kind of either like really doofy or just really scummy. I mean, he was kind of scummy, but I feel like he was the one that actually like had a girl that liked him. And yes, he was definitely trying to sleep with her, but it wasn't like, let me just like find some girl and trick her into bed.
Yeah. And not only that, it's like he even said that he didn't want to use the L word until like, you know, he was sure he wanted to say it. Because I feel like he could have just said it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And got her into bed, basically. And what's her? I keep forgetting her name. Jessica basically says to him, like, either you like tell her you love her. It's either the big L or the big O. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, basically like, if you do that for her, then most likely she'll want to sleep with you. And then that's when he goes and he finds, he calls his older brother. His older brother used to go to the high school, and he's like,
Played by Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
In a random cameo.
Very random. And basically he's like, yeah, like, I'm trying to get her, you know, into bed. What do I do? And his brother's like, well, you know, it's a sex manual that came from Amsterdam. And it's this ancient scripture, basically, that they have in their library at the high school. And it's been passed down basically every year. One kid is blessed with the ability to get this book. And he has to make sure he returns it at the end of the school year, and it goes to someone else next year. And it has like all of these different, you know, tricks and, you know, things that guys can use for girls. They have like different pictures of different positions you can put that girls.
This one's my favorite.
Yeah, that girls would
really
like and all that. And that part actually was pretty funny to me.
The tongue tornado.
The tongue, yeah. And so it has like this instructional manual on, I guess, how to give good head.
How to pleasure a woman.
Yeah.
In her downstairs area.
And he does it.
He does it in her bedroom while her parents are downstairs.
Yeah.
And she is making a lot of noise.
Like way too much noise.
For a high school girl whose parents are in the house. He's like, yo, you need to be quiet. She's like, oh my God. It's like, come on, man.
So then of course her parents are getting ready for dinner, and her mom's like, honey, you know, tell whatever her name is, Vicky, the dinner's almost ready. And so the dad's about to walk in on her, and then she's like, I'm coming. And he's like, oh, okay. I was like, you can't tell what's happening right there. Like, all right.
So Kevin's fine, I guess. I mean, I would say he's kind of scummy because he is like having this whole like, I'm tired of just hanging out and just, you know, doing all this other stuff. Like, I want to just bang. And then he's like complaining about this in the same party while his girlfriend's there.
So of course she hears.
So she overhears and is like, bro, like, you know your girl's at this party. Like, maybe don't be like just willy-nilly yelling this in the middle of the party.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense.
And they kind of like have like a falling out and they get back together, whatever. Let's talk about Oz though.
Yes.
Oz is on the lacrosse team, and I was having a hard time kind of putting my finger on exactly who this guy was because, like the other guys, he also has not slept with anyone, but he's like tall, athletic, seems to have like a pretty good head on his shoulders. Mm-hmm. He's clearly the best looking guy in the film. Mm-hmm. So it was unclear exactly
what his problem was.
He was having a difficult time with these girls. And I didn't really get like a clear understanding of like why he was struggling to get with girls opposed to the other three guys.
Well, he was dating college girls initially. Like the first time we see him, he's talking to an older girl. And I got to think about the fact that when you're an older woman, it's harder to get a college girl in bed than is a high school girl. And he's like trying mad hard. He's like saying these crazy lines.
Suck me beautiful.
Yeah. Oh God. Which is like, in what world is that something where I'd be like, oh my God.
Like, well, he did call her beautiful.
Oh, so okay.
Who knows?
So she basically just laughs at him because
She's like, I'm taking you home, kid.
Mind you, this is after he asked her, like, oh, what are you majoring in? And she says, postmodern feminine thought. What about this woman makes you believe that Suck Me Beautiful is going to get her to throw her clothes off?
Well, it's a wonder if he even heard her response. He might have just been not listening to her. But again, I don't know. This character was just hard for me to really get a read on because he's smart enough and good looking enough to get college girls. He could just get a high school girl if it was really this much of a big deal. I can't imagine he would have gone all 4 years of high school without
that was really weird.
Being able to sleep with someone if he really wanted to. Which also begs the question of like, was it really that big a deal for all of them? It feels like it was really the big deal for Jim and for the boyfriend Kevin. Like those two guys were like actively like trying to have sex. And Oz and Finch were just kind of like going along with it, but I don't feel like they cared that much.
I think it was more of just like a keeping up with the not Joneses, but like these are my friends and we're all like kind of doing this thing together. Like I feel like if the other guys weren't involved, I don't even think he would have cared that much.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, oh, my friends are doing this, so I guess I should try to do it as well. And then he sets his sights on this girl in Glee Club or choir. And I gotta say, this choir was not good.
No, but neither was he.
At all.
I mean,
and I'm like, how in the hell did he get a duet? He's not good.
But you brighten up for me all of my days with a love so sweet in so many ways. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby.
No.
And so I'm watching this and I'm like, I feel like when you watch a lot of these teen movies where someone gets a lead, they need to be able to at least carry a tune. And I felt like it was terrible. Like I was like, there's no way in hell that you're gonna have this guy sing a duet for any kind of competition and expect to win any kind of place.
Also the fact that it's weeks before prom, so it's like early May, and he's joining a club.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
A month before the end of the school year, and the other people on the Glee Club are like, "Why are you joining this club now? Why are you even here?"
Right.
You haven't been here all year, man. It's May.
I saw the other guy who wanted to get the duet was like blown.
The one who could actually sing.
And I was like, he definitely should have gotten the part. Because who are you?
I mean, this is also like this typical teen movie thing that we see, right? Where it's like a guy has these ill intentions for how he's going to get this girl, right? Oh, so I'm going to like join the choir so that she thinks I'm like interested in what she's interested in. But as soon as she lets her guard down, she's going to let me bang her. And then, of course, as the movie progresses, he realizes that actually,
I do like her.
He really does enjoy this girl, and she's such a great girl. And actually, he really does.
I do like singing.
He's really into it. And this is not just about the bet anymore. She's a really special girl.
Like the scene where he's like...
It's just like, that Freddie Prinze movie.
She's all that.
She's all that. It's very she's all that.
This is very 90s. Like there's a scene where he's in the choir room by himself and he's like snapping his fingers and he's trying to sing. And the
Scooby-Dooby-Doo bop bop bop.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo bop. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo bop. Yeah, magic.
He sucked. Mia Suvari is the girl from American Beauty. She plays a love interest. And she's mad at him because although he pretends to be into her, she is able to see where they're having a conversation. She walks away during his lacrosse practice. And as she's walking away, Stifler starts making these like sexual gestures and like all the guys are laughing. And it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna bang her. And he's like just kind of laughing along with them. Mind you, she's a few yards away. Like she hasn't
even left the field.
She's walking away from
She's still there. Like these guys are so dumb. It's like, bro, like you had a good plan and you just ruined it because you just couldn't wait 5 minutes.
So then she turns around and sees, and now she's just like, oh, he's a liar.
And he's accepting. He's accepting the high five. It's like, Stifler went for the high five. He took it. It's like, bro, no, reject the high five.
Yeah, be like, no, come on.
Like, come on, chill, bro. Like, she's still standing right here.
It made no sense.
But he's like, yeah. It's like, bro, don't accept this high five.
So now she's mad at him. But of course, when she sees him singing in the choir room and he's practicing, now she's like, wait.
Oh, he's earnest.
He's taking this choir thing seriously.
He's earnest.
He's
earnest.
practicing.
There's nothing a high school girl loves more than an earnest boy.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, why is she into this man? He's obviously trash.
He's hot. He's Chris Klein, baby.
Do you believe in magic?
Oh my God. Do you believe in magic? Scooby Doo bop 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 bop.
Oh man. All right, so we gotta talk about the scene with Nadia and Jim because it is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the basis is Nadia approaches Jim and says that she needs help with some class. I don't remember what it was, not really important. And so she says that after school, she has like ballet practice. And so she needs to change at his house before he can tutor her after school. And so he's like, oh, this is going to be lit. So he tells his friends and they're like, dude, you got to broadcast this. And he's like, what? He's like, think about it. You're going to have Nadia naked changing in your room. Mm-hmm. We got to see it. And again, I'm thinking like the whole premise is you are trying to have sex with this girl. Mm-hmm. Why am I broadcasting this to my friends? This has nothing to do with anything.
I mean, they get very excited about the fact that she's going to come over his house and change her clothes, which also just seemed very strange to me.
Right?
Like, oh, she's going to change at your house? This is, oh my God. Number one, there's no guarantee that she's going to get naked. She's just changing her clothes. And what? Like, I don't know. I was having a hard time understanding why this was such a big deal. And it's like, yo, what you need to do is figure out a way to see her while she's changing her clothes. God. And also, we want to see it.
Mm-hmm, of course.
This is a Stifler idea because, of course, it's a Stifler idea. But then Finch is like, I have to admit, Jim, he's actually right. It's a very good choice. Which is also strange to me. I was like, why is he in on this? Like, why does he think that this is a good idea? It's so,
Finch would have been friends with your boy from Clueless.
Oh, what, the 50s guy?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Pops?
They would have been BFFs for sure.
What are they?
Yeah, so they decide to record her, of course, without her knowledge, which does not age well in the slightest.
I mean,
in the slightest. So she goes in there and she's changing her clothes. And again, like her behavior was just so odd. If I'm a high school girl, I'm getting ready to be tutored by this guy that for some reason, I guess she wants to play with him or hook up with him or something. I don't know what her motivations are. She's walking around.
Well, wait, hold on. That's the other thing, right? Because at no point do they even get close to studying.
No.
So we have to believe then that she specifically chose this kid out of everyone in high school to target him, to make up this ruse about helping her study so that she could come into his house and then convince him to hook up with her.
Yeah.
She's the hottest girl in the school. She's 26 years old. Why? Why Jim? Why does she want Jim? So this to me is like, okay, this is completely unrealistic, and this is really just a figment of Jim's fantasy, but it's like, hey, what if a high school nerd's fantasy actually came true?
Exactly.
And he still blows it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So she's in there, she's getting undressed, and for some reason, she's just like walking around the room half-ass naked. Her bra comes off, again, for what reason? Because you're just changing her clothes. So why is your bra off?
She just takes her bra off and just starts walking around the room topless.
And then she sits on his bed.
She lays down on his bed.
And then she pulls out his drawer, finds his nudie magazines, and she's like, oh, yeah. And then just starts
porn.
masturbating.
I love porn.
I was like, what? Like, none of this made any sense. Any sense.
No.
At all. No, like, no girl's gonna do this.
She's masturbating in a stranger's bed topless while he's nowhere to be found.
And then he knocks on the door. So basically, he's watching the camera at his friend's house, and they're like, dude, you have to go over there. And he's like, what, me? And they're like, this is your chance.
Isn't this the whole point?
Right. It's like she is half naked, she's rubbing herself, and she's on your bed. Go over there. And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. And
He's an idiot.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, we're getting evidence throughout the film as to why Jim gets no girls. Like, he lacks all self-awareness. He's just like a complete doofus.
I was like, bro, she's primed and ready, and you're just like, huh? So he goes over there. She was primed.
She was primed.
She was primed. She wasn't primed?
I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not answering.
Well, I can say it. She was primed.
I'm not answering whether or not she was primed.
And so he gets into the room and he's like, do you need a hand or something like that?
Oh, Jim,
She's like,
finally here.
oh, no, she goes, oh, Jim. Like, she acts like she's surprised to see him. Yeah, it's like, okay, girl.
You look at my breasts. Why are your breasts out in my room, ma'am? Why are your topless breasts out in my room?
So then he comes in. He comes in and she's like, well, you see me, now I have to see you. And he's like, oh. And she's like, yeah, take it off. He takes off his shirt and then she basically says that she wants him to dance for her. And so now he pulls up the chair and he's humping the chair.
He's doing a lot of
He's doing
strange
all
things.
these things that it's like I don't even. He's smacking his own butt. He takes his shirt and he's like putting it between his legs.
Yeah, he's doing the
like,
little floss move.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, the thing also about this
painful to
feed
watch.
is, as the friends are watching the feed, we are led to believe that there's no audio because when he comes into the room, they can't hear what the conversation is. So they're like, yo, what's happening? What's happening? But then she puts on like this techno beat for him to start giving a dance. And as the music is playing, when we go back and look at the friends watching the feed, they are also hearing the music.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
So are they getting sound or not?
Or not.
That didn't really make any sense.
Not very
either.
clear. Not very clear.
So unbeknownst to Jim, the link that he thought he was only sending to his friends, he ends up somehow sending to the entire school, I guess every school email.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember having a high school email address
No.
in the early 2000s, let alone 1999.
Definitely
but
not.
whatever.
So the whole school sees it.
The whole school sees it, and also Blink 182 is there. So they also see it.
Yeah, I was like, they go to their school
I don't know why Blink 182
with a monkey.
got the link that was sent to an entire population of high school students, but they're also very impressed with Nadia's breasts.
They're like, oh man. So yeah, so this is happening, and long story short, basically she tells him to get on the bed, and he's like, next to you, and she's like, yeah. Starts patting the bed, and he's like, oh. And then she's there, and I mean, she wants Jim so bad again. Like, I have no idea why she does, but she does.
It doesn't make any sense.
So she's laying down on the bed, and she grabs his hand, and she's moving it up her leg, closer to the goalpost. And as she's moving his hand up, Jim just can't handle himself, and he blows his load. And his friends are like, oh man, he blew it. Stifler's there with his younger brother, who is way too young to be watching this. And he's like, oh man, what a loser.
This is awesome. Boobies.
The kid's like 10.
Yeah, with a backwards baseball cap the entire film.
He's cool.
Yeah.
What do you want? So that happens, and he's kind of like, oh man, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, and he's like, well, I have porn if you want to look. I have porn. Like, don't worry. Like, I can get back up. Like, he's trying to, like, salvage the moment. Mm-hmm. And so eventually she gets up, and she's standing in front of him, and now she takes everything off. Now her underwear's off, and she's standing in front of him. And it's like, okay, you have a second opportunity here that she's giving you. Can you redeem yourself? And she's like, I want you to touch it. And he's like, me? And she's like, yeah.
No. Your father. Who else? You're the only other person in this room.
And then he gets ready to touch it, and of course, it happens again. So at this point,
not again, twice. Oh,
yeah. So at this point, she's over it
in front of the whole school. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, she's over it, and she leaves.
So, what are your thoughts? Because we see that at the end of the movie, Jim finally hooks up with the band geek. Mm-hmm. Who ends up being a very, very horny band geek. But what were your thoughts on her whole character?
The band camp girl?
Yeah.
So she is supposed to be one of the nerds. She's definitely an outcast. Basically, all of the band geeks hang out together.
Yeah.
I feel like the band geeks in this film are typically the drama club people in other movies.
Okay. Yeah.
And so no one really talks to them. They kind of have their own thing going. And all she ever talks about is band camp. And her stories are always so lame. And the first time we see Jim talking to her, I believe they're like at a party or something. Or was it prom? I think it was a party.
It's an after party after prom. Because he asks her to prom because she's so socially inept that he believes she's the only person in school who hasn't seen the movie. So he's like, this is the only person I can ask.
That's right. And she says yes. So he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll take her. Yeah. Whatever.
At least I'll have a date.
I'll have someone.
Someone to sleep with, maybe.
Yeah. And her stories are just very boring and like, they seem to be very elementary compared to what other people in high school are talking about. Like, you know, he's telling a story.
She's also not a good storyteller.
No, it's just very, very lame. Like this one time at band camp, we played this game called Spin the Bottle, and I had to kiss so-and-so, and it's kind of like, okay. Like, why are you telling me this story? This is stupid. But then the very last story she says is like, this one time at band camp, I used a flute or something, and she put it inside herself. And it's like, wait, what did you just say? And she said it very nonchalant. And she's like, well, yeah, half of band camp is just us hooking up with each other and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what? And then she's like, yeah, so like, you want to go bang now? And he's like, huh? Like, he had no idea it would be this easy. I mean, it's the whole like, don't judge a book kind of situation. You think she's a nerd, but in reality, like, but a lot, I mean, they say the quiet ones sometimes are the freaks. She wasn't quiet, but she was the last person you would expect to be a freak.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's just how it is. I'm not quite sure why she was acting as if she didn't like, she was very like naive and whatever, when in reality she wasn't. It's almost like she was like hunting him in a sense.
Not like.
It's just like the whole movie, the guys are chasing the girls, but it's like in the end, well, I shouldn't say that because Nadia was chasing him as well. Yeah. If we're very, very clear. For some reason, all these women just couldn't wait to get into bed with Jason Biggs' character. I'm not quite sure why that was happening.
Unbeknownst to him, of course.
But yeah, she definitely like hunted him down and was like, yeah, we gonna bang or what? And it was like, whoa, girl.
Yeah, because...
Whoa, Nelly.
You know, I thought the band geek using Jim for sex was a good twist, considering the fact that like, all these guys are basically just trying to like manipulate these girls, and he's the one that ends up basically getting manipulated. And she even says at the end that like, oh yeah, you thought I didn't see the video, but I saw it. I just knew that you wouldn't be hard to basically get into bed because you're desperate. Like, he's like, oh, okay. So she's like, all right, so like, let's hook up now because I can do whatever I want with you.
But again, he didn't care because he's a guy, and he's like, I got used for sex.
Right.
Which, you know, of course.
Oh, that doesn't age very well.
No.
Either.
A lot of this movie did not age well, obviously.
Well, this is a kind of a bigger topic that I wanted to touch on, like this whole idea of using people. Because on the surface, this is a movie about these four guys that are like, oh man, I hate the fact that I'm like behind my classmates. Everybody else is having sex except for me. I want to be included, blah, blah. But the way that they go about it is like mad scummy. Like Finch basically spreads a bunch of lies. So he's basically trying to get women interested in him by lying to them. Then you have Oz, who's like pretending to care about this club, pretending to be someone that he's not, to convince this girl to sleep with him. So he's also being a liar. Jim, I mean, the whole video camera thing is just like the worst of all of them. So I guess it's like, are we supposed to be rooting for these guys? Because they're all kind of being dirtbags. And I don't think I necessarily even recognized it that way. I mean, in 1999, I was 13. But like watching it back now, I'm like, oh, these guys kind of suck. Like, yeah, they're kind of gross.
They're very gross. Not to mention the fact that after Jim videotapes and basically broadcasts a woman nude and engaging in sexual activity, even though it's by herself, but still, his punishment was he got detention.
And what was her punishment?
She had to sent back home.
Yeah. She got kicked out of the country from that video. And it was just like, oh, I guess Nadia's gone. Back to the movie.
And he has detention. And that's it. And I'm like, today, there's charges being pressed. Like, you can't broadcast a minor.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
You can't do that. But it was kind of like, oh, he did this. Like, oh, well. It was more of like a laughing stock thing than like a shame, which is crazy. It was more like, oh, the fact that you came twice, bro, is mad embarrassing rather than like, you're a scumbag. His parents didn't even know about it or say anything about it. Like, Nothing happened to him.
No. It
I
was
was
just
like,
like,
that's
oh,
it?
I guess Nadia's gone now.
Yeah.
And after she gets sent back to her home country, she's somehow still willing to have video chats with this guy.
Yeah, it just...
After he gets her kicked out of the U.S.
Yeah, the way they portrayed her was just so ridiculous. Like, why does she want this guy so badly?
Well, Nadia's character is completely unbelievable, right?
Yes.
Like, she only exists in the movie as an avatar for male fantasy because she's hot and you get to see her with her top off. So, like, that's really the only purpose that she serves in this film. But she's not, like, a real character, opposed to, like, Tara Reid's character, who's, like, a real person.
Yeah, I thought Tara Reid did an excellent job.
Very hot, especially in 1999. But, like, they didn't use her the same way they used
you're absolutely right.
Shannon Elizabeth's
She was an
character.
actual person who was just like, bro, like, I want to hear you say I love you. Like, I don't want this to be just something that I do. She seemed very earnest in the way that she played the role. I was actually impressed by her because I feel like most times when I think about Tara Reid, I think about, for instance, Cruel Intentions, where she's just the therapist's hot daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to see her in a role like this that definitely had more depth. So eventually, Kevin and his girlfriend do have sex.
They all get what they wanted.
Jim has sex with the band girl. Oz has sex with the choir
Mina
girl.
Sorvino.
And
Finch has sex with Stifler's mother.
oh yeah, that's right. Because he talks like an older man. So the way he was talking to her, which of course was just like she's a character. Let's be very clear. I don't think that would work on anyone's mom, but
I mean, if you talk about things that didn't age well. She asks him. He asks her if she has anything real to drink, like whiskey, and she says,
I got some scotch.
Single malt?
Aged 18 years. The way I like it.
yeah.
and of course, like this grown-ass woman sleeping with her son's classmate
gross.
is, again, these are not like real characters. These are just like male fantasies come to life. So, there's this foreign exchange student who's naked and touching herself on my bed. There's the hot mom that I get to sleep with after prom. Like, these are not like real people, but it's just like, oh man, this would be so cool if this happened to me when I was in high school.
Yeah, but of course the problem with that is, as we know now, like having someone that old like preying on a child. I mean, yes, I guess he's 18, so he's not a child technically, but it's very gross. But of course back then it's just kind of like, oh, you're a guy and you get to sleep with an older girl, so you're lit.
Yeah, it's
You know?
definitely, this movie is definitely supposed to be from like the teen boy's perspective. It's not supposed to be from the 40-year-old mom's perspective, because then it gets pretty dark.
Oh God, yeah. No, thank you.
Also, I feel like when I think about Jennifer Coolidge, I think about like the White Lotus version and like the ridiculous voice that she has, but I feel like she doesn't have that at all in this movie.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised. I'm like, so where did that voice
Yeah.
come from? Because she sounds
Yeah.
completely different in American Pie.
Yeah, she was just a hot mom. Like she was
So
very,
I'm
she was
like,
more sultry in this
Yeah,
movie.
well, where did that voice come from? She just like developed it as she got older. I don't even know.
I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the movie, all four of these guys who are like so desperate to lose their virginity finally do, but I feel like it doesn't really do what they expected it to do.
Right. And matter of fact, Oz actually lies about having sex. He says he didn't do it. He's like, oh, we had a good night, but like he doesn't admit that he and the choir girl have sex, which leads us to believe as the audience that he does in fact like this girl, because he could have easily told his boys so he could brag about it, but he chose not to divulge that information. So it's like, oh, he does in fact like that choir girl. Maybe they'll live happily ever after over the summer until they both go away to college. But
Well, right, and I think even when you think about the couple who's like had this thing like looming over them, and then it's like, I felt like they were putting so much on it too.
Oh my
like, it was like,
God.
all right, hey, listen, I do want to have sex with you. Oh, you do? Yeah, okay. Hey, we're gonna do it at the prom. Oh, okay, prom. It's like they kept building it up,
God.
and then by the time like the time finally came, it was like so tense and like there was so much that they had put on it, and instead of it just like naturally happening, it was like they had built up so much pressure about their first time together that I feel like it probably was hard for them to even enjoy it. And then they finally like do it. It's almost like something that they were able to like check off their list, but it didn't feel like something that they were both into. It was just kind of like, all right, now is our time to have sex.
Right. I felt like it was better between Oz and the choir girl than it was between the couple,
100%.
which is crazy.
100%. And so, I mean, I guess this kind of gets to the theme of the movie. And I don't know if you want to talk about that now, but like, yeah, it's like they kind of, well, yeah, let's just, before I just continue beating around the bush, what would you say is the theme of American Pie?
Well, I felt like the biggest theme that I got was this pressure that these boys created within themselves to get this thing done. It almost, I don't know, you're watching, I feel like it almost ruined the actual experience. Like you kind of touched on it with the couple.
Kevin and whatever.
Because I feel like if everybody had just kind of done it the way they wanted to, it might have turned out differently. But it's like this pressure to like, well, my friends are doing this, so like I have to do it. Like that was the whole thing. It was like, I absolutely have to do it because my friends are doing it.
I mean, Kevin gave a rousing speech. We will get laid. And they were all high-fiving and pumped up.
Well, because even like Jason Biggs' character, Jim, at the prom, he basically was saying like, all we ever do is like talk about sex, try to have sex. Like it's all this pressure. And he's like, I hate sex.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, this is what happens when you like
create
so much pressure around this thing. It's like, we have to do it before we graduate. And it's like, bro, you don't.
Yeah.
you actually don't.
It's actually not that big of a deal.
So, yeah, I think it's just the pressure of, like, trying to keep up with what your friends are doing. Like, the pressure of, like, well, my friends are doing it, so I have to do it, too. And it could be really with anything. But it's, like, because they're doing it, I have to somehow figure out a way to do it as well. Which, I mean, pressure to do anything in high school is definitely real when it comes to what your friends are doing.
Pressure of fitting in.
Yeah. Whether it's, like, oh, they have their license and I don't. They all have girlfriends and I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation might be. So I think it's just the pressure of
they all made the team and I didn't.
Yeah. You're trying to fit in with your friends and like what people are willing to do in order to keep up with what their friends are doing. Matter of fact, a good example of that is the character of Sherman. Sherman is like
Shermanator.
The nerdy kid who we actually saw him in Major Payne. He was one of the kids in Major Payne.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
One of the nights of Stifler has this crazy, of course, the crazy house party that we always see in these 90s movies for these teens. He's over there and he's in one of Stifler's rooms. He has a girl in the room and he and this girl are in this room all night. And the next morning they wake up, the guys are all hanging out at Stifler's. And again, I'm like, these kids are in high school and they're just out all night?
I mean, the morning after scene really didn't make any sense because, number one, they're not actually friends with Stifler. And number two, none of them hooked up. And it wasn't like they or at least it didn't seem that they were like so drunk that they passed out. So it's like, why did they stay there? Like, there was no reason for them to really be there other than to see Sherman walk out with this girl. So it's like, why are these guys here? And Stifler's not even there. So it's like,
why is he
just
letting
in
these
Stifler's
people
living room?
Right, his mom was just downstairs the whole night waiting for them to
His
leave.
parents obviously were not home that weekend. He had the entire school in his house for a party. You could assume that his parents were gone, and then he just was like, "Hey, everybody can come over," while his brother hides in a closet.
With his backwards hat on.
Of course, backwards hat.
Yeah. So then Sherman comes out. The girl basically says, "Thank you. That was a great night." She gives him a hug goodbye. And she leaves out, and everybody's just shocked because it's like, how in the hell did Sherman get laid before any of us? So watching it as a viewer, it's like, it's pretty obvious that that's not what happened Because, like, I'm watching this and I'm like, there's no way they just had sex. Like, the way she said thank you for last night, I'm like, they probably just had some crazy conversation. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. But anyway, he's fronting because it's like, this is what we need to do by the time we graduate high school. And so now I'm able to, you know, front for these guys and show that I'm more of a man than they are because I was able to do this. So it's all posturing.
And it also, like, kind of works, right? Like, it's like this whole thing. It's like, Sherman's such a nerd. Sherman's such a nerd. Oh, Sherman had sex. All right, well, I guess he's not a nerd now. Like, Sherman's cool now. It's like, nah, Sherman still sucks. Like, Sherman's still a nerd. Even if he did, like, sleep with some girl, it's like, that doesn't make him any cooler, or that doesn't make him any less of a weirdo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of part of it. I think the theme for me is relationships are more valuable than sex, especially just sex for sex's sake. Because we see, like, there's a couple at the beginning of the movie. Kevin and I keep forgetting Tara Reid's character's name.
Vicky.
Kevin and Vicky are together, and they're doing their thing. You know, they're still, like, sexually active, but they're just not. They haven't done the full Monty, and he's, like, stressing over it so much and putting so much pressure on her to finally, like, let him sleep with her. And she gets pressure not only from him, but from Natasha Lyonne, who's like, come on, babe, just do it. It's not a big deal. So then they finally do it. And then it's, like, weird afterwards. And then they have, like, this whole, like, come to Jesus conversation about the fact that actually you're going to be in Michigan still, and I'm going to school in Ithaca.
Yeah.
And then it's like they just break up anyway. So it's like, if they had spent more time focusing on their actual relationship instead of just putting this pressure on, like, finally sleeping together, maybe they could have lasted. Who knows? But furthermore, I think, like, the core of this movie isn't really about any of them having sex. It's about this brotherhood and partnership that they have with their friends. They make this pact while they're sitting at the pizza shop, and they all make a cheers with their root beer cups. And then at the end of the movie, they're doing the same thing. And it's like, you guys are my boys. And like, this is way more important. Even if had they not had sex, which they all ended up having it, but like, had they not had sex, I feel like it would have made no difference because they already had these relationships. And then I think the other, like, juxtaposition of Kevin and his girlfriend is Oz, right? Like, Oz did not put as much pressure on it. He did end up having sex with Mina Servino's character, but, like, they could have very well not. And I think he would have still had a meaningful relationship. So I think it's like this whole movie is like sex. And then at the end, it's like, oh, like, actually, like, none of this mattered.
Exactly.
And it's really just more so about building bonds with people.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
So
stuff.
do we have any fun facts?
We have quite a few. So, to replicate an erection, Jason Biggs was giving an aluminum wrapped sausage that was stuck on a pencil. And that's what he had in between his legs for
the sock.
Yeah.
It's the first scene of the movie.
Yeah, for the scene where his parents walk in. And, like, I just want to point out, when his parents walk in and he's watching the porn, his mom took way too long to realize he was watching porn.
Yeah, I mean, you could hear moaning on the television.
She's like, what's that? Nothing, Mom. I don't know the television.
It's the Nature Channel.
I don't know what's happening. And she's like, okay, get ready for school. And it's like, you don't hear that? You don't know? Anyway, very bizarre. So the pale ale that Stifler drinks.
Oh, boy.
The scene. Okay, so there's a scene where Vicky and her boyfriend are, engaging in sexual activity, and he ends up putting his stuff in a beer and leaves it in there, which is disgusting. And Stifler drinks the beer, not realizing his stuff is in there.
Throws up everywhere.
Well, in reality, the beer had egg whites in it, which almost actually caused the actor to throw up during takes. Because as you can imagine, trying to drink egg whites in beer.
Yeah.
And it just, disgusting. So before this film's release, the abbreviation of MILF, as we know as MILF, was only synonymous with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, which is a terrorist organization in the southern Philippines.
Great. Wonderful.
But after this film, we all know MILF as something else.
And I'm pretty sure the guy who says the famous MILF quote is the dude from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. Yep, that's
which
him.
I didn't even remember him being in this movie. And he's also on the Glee Club choir.
Yes. Yep, that was
We
him.
believe in magic.
It was so bad. Eugene Levy was given license to improvise much of the dialogue.
Oh, I mean, that's clear.
Because he said...
He's cooking the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's going crazy.
He said the way that the part was written, he said the dad came off as creepy. And he was like, I didn't like that, so I wanted to make him more square. That way it was funnier as opposed to like his dad being a predator. Because it's like, wild. Like him looking at porn with his son could have been very dark in the way that it could have been written.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I kind of wanted to lighten up a bit. I think he did a great job doing that. So you mentioned that Blink-182 was in this movie, and that's because they had done some music for the film soundtrack. So they wanted to kind of throw them in as a cameo. In that scene, you also...
It's 1999, and they're a huge deal at this time.
There's also this female monkey actor known as Crystal. So the monkey that you see with Blink-182 has starred in George of the Jungle, Malcolm in the Middle, as well as The Hangover Part 2 and 3.
Oh.
So she's a big actress.
What's her name?
Crystal.
Oh, shout out to Crystal.
And the last one I have is that for the main role of Jim, Jason Biggs said in an interview that the studio was still potentially holding out for a bigger name for that role. 'Cause at this time, Jason Biggs was not anyone. And he said at the time, the name that he heard the most was JTT, who was at the height of Home Improvement fame. And I'm like, I can't imagine Jonathan Taylor Thomas in this role.
No, especially
At
not
all.
like this nerdy kid who can't like even walk straight.
Yeah, he was way too cute.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
too innocent looking.
Yeah, it would have been hard for him to. I would have been hard for me to see him as like this complete dweeb, whereas I feel like Jason Biggs being an unknown, he does such a good job with this character that it's actually hard for you to see him doing anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, he kills this movie. He does a great job.
All right, it is time for the rewind rating for American Pie.
Yeah, I wasn't really prepared, and I like as you were doing your facts, I was like, oh crap, I know what's coming next. Yeah, so I haven't seen this movie in a while, probably not in 20 years. But I mean, the overall premise of this movie obviously doesn't age well. The whole camera scene is like doesn't age well at all. Stifler, just like everything about Stifler doesn't age well.
Yeah.
Just like as a character, walking through the party, smacking girls on the butt, like all this crazy stuff. However, I feel like given what the movie is, which is like a teen sex comedy, given the time when it comes out, like I feel like it was still pretty funny. Like there was still like a good flow to the film. The fact that it's an hour and a half, like it hits all the jokes that it needs to hit and it keeps it moving. And like I said, like this was like a very popular movie at the time, and I can see why. Like it didn't give me like the what is this that I've gotten from a lot of other movies. So I feel like it is pretty rewatchable. And I feel like a lot of the jokes were still pretty funny, especially Eugene Levy. He was just hilarious. I'm gonna give this a 4.3.
Okay. We had two very different experiences with this film.
I can imagine.
I've seen this film maybe twice before. Maybe. And going into it now, I was like, it's been quite some time since I watched this movie. Let me go back in and see how I feel. If anything, I feel worse about it now than I did when I watched it when I was younger. Because, and we kind of touched on this before, it's like, when I was watching it as we were younger, it was kind of just like, oh God, a bunch of horny guys doing things that I felt were just extra. Like, you mentioned the pie scene being funny. I didn't find it funny at all. Like, I was kind of just like, this is disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It's the middle of the day. and like, what is wrong with you is what I kept thinking. Because I'm like, what would possess you just to put your penis in a pie? PIP. Like, to me, I just was like, I don't, and again, like, I'm not a guy, I don't know, but it just seemed very ridiculous. Yeah. So, not to mention the fact that a lot of stuff just did not age well. Having someone act as though they're swallowing their friend's ejaculation, like, it was just gross. Like, I wasn't like, oh, this is funny. I was like, this is just gross teen male humor. For me, Levy was the best part of the film. His scenes were probably the only redeeming factor for me. So I'm giving this a 2.
All right.
So very different scores.
Very different scores. All right. Well, let us know what your rewind rating is for American Pie. We'll be back next week with another 90s movie episode. You can always give us your recommendations. As we've said on previous episodes, we randomly pick from the list, not randomly, but we have a list of all of the suggestions that we alternate picking off of. We do not look and see who recommended it before we pick them. So the more movies you add to the list, the more likely we are to pick one of yours.
That's very true.
And yeah.
Well, how do they get to us? How do they
get to us? You know how to get to us. You know how to get to us. We're outside, man. You know what to do. You can reach out to us on social media, Rewind Rewatch Podcast. You can also send us emails at rewindrewatch 1990s at gmail.com. And you can also look up our Patreon on link is in our bio.
All right, and don't forget to tell your friends and family about us, leave us a review, and also like us and subscribe. All right, any final words?
You've never double-clicked your own mouse? You never double-clicked your own mouse?
All right, y'all. Later.
Adios.